Hey friends, I'm Jason. I'm an artist. Last night, I went to a museum salon show opening. And a salon show is when there's a whole bunch of artists all together. One or two pieces from, 150 artists maybe. And I submitted two paintings. One I really loved and one I was kind of on the fence on. And the one I was on the fence on got accepted, which is really great. The pieces I submitted were like not particularly challenging or political. They're a little landscapey, and it seemed to fit the venue. And it was actually kind of a big deal because I think there were like 900, 700, some number between 700 and 900 submissions, and mine is one that got picked. And I go there, and oh my God, I get so overwhelmed. There are hundreds of people there and 100 artists and all this work and all this stuff. And I slipped back into comparison. And what that looked like was me, like my piece was one of the last ones I saw. It was way in the back in like some back gallery. And I'm seeing all of these pieces that got awards and sold for $3,000, $4,000, $10,000. And there's the theme at this little venue is landscapes of the West and Southwest, oil on panel, oil on linen. Traditional, representational. And it's so bizarre. Like going from my studio where I'm alone mostly, working on my own work every day, knowing what I'm doing, to being out there in the world, like seeing all of this other work and being in a setting which is it was a pretty conservative, fairly religious like group. There's lots of things about like Christian family values, paintings that got into this show and whatnot. And the painting that I got in was bright colors. It was based on like grit and nature and the collision of the two. And I don't know. I found myself being really critical of my work, thinking like this was the worst piece I had ever done, and why did they pick it, and all this stuff, which is ridiculous because, 150 out of 800 got chosen, and mine was one that got chosen. And there's a reason for that, and it's a good contrast and all this stuff, but it's very difficult for me to be objective, and especially with all the people and the noise, and a little out of my element. But the pressure, I did sit on a bench near my work, and I saw people walk past it, and what I saw most was there were two pieces. There's mine, which was on top, and then below was this long landscape. It was a wood block of like, I don't know, mountains or Utah something, right? Beautiful woodblock print, very contrasty. And people would walk over and their eyes would like look at this bottom one and they'd like get closer and then like go in to see more. It was just black and white, right? Contrast. And I found it really interesting. And folks would just walk by, and they were all probably blurry-eyed from seeing so many things. But what struck me was that I don't really know what I'm saying. My work, it's an edge. I've Post-its everywhere here about what do I want to say right up there, and I go back and forth. Like, I want to say something, I don't want to say something, I want to be something. I want to be and not do. I want to make art and not. I'm so many different ways of flipping the coin on this one. And in that moment, that pressure, because it was a highly pressurized environment, that pressure told me that I want to be more intentional. I want to know what I want to say. I know what I want to do. I want to do more of what I love and be really clear about that. And play, like the work for the last year has really been about play. How can I do more play and have more fun and all of that? And I want to bring fun and whimsy and all those things in my work this year. And maybe that's it. Maybe that's full stop, done. But I kind of want to, the work didn't say something. which is also a lie because it did say a whole thing if you spend some time with it. If you read the little plaque next to it, like it says a lot about nature and humans and myself and the relation of all of those things. This work of being an artist is not just like go and take a picture of nature and then replicate it in my studio and then show it to people. It's not. It's so much about heart. It's so much heart is in it. Heart and soul and emotion. Whew. So that's what it's like for an artist to get work into a museum show and then go to the show. That was my experience. I'll remind you what I remind myself: creativity is your birthright and mine. It's okay to make art.